Hello everybody and welcome to the practice. Today we're going to be opening up the front of the hip flexors. We're going to start today in downward facing dog, but just notice that I have some props. I have a blanket here on my mat, an open shoulder stand size blanket. I have a couple of bricks and I have a bolster for later on. So let's start with downward dog. So point your feet, bring the tips of your toes to the wall so that the front of the ankle is down. Bring your hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. And turn the hands out 45 degrees. Roll the toes under and then lift your knees up and push the heels back into the wall. Make sure that your feet are as wide as your hands. Push the heels back into the wall. Move the femur bones back from the fronts of the legs into the backs of the legs. Lift the hips up and then press into the sticky mat with your hands, specifically the inner hands. Firm the elbows in. Turn the tops of the arms out and take deeper, fuller breaths. Those of you who can, slide the heels further down, but keep pushing them back. So the ankles move back, and the shins move back, and the thighs move back. Straighten the arms and the legs. So Adho Mukha Svanasana with heels at the wall. Okay, now slowly bring the knees down to the blanket there for extra padding, and bring your right foot forward. So bring your right ankle directly under the right knee. You can have some bricks here. If you don't have bricks, fingertips will work as well. Otherwise, you can put your hands on some bricks. So keep the right ankle right under the knee. Reach back through the left leg. And then move the buttocks. The middle buttocks comes forward. But this inner left thigh, it's moving back. This inner left thigh is moving back. So there's a little bit of resistance. Inner left thigh back, middle buttocks forwards. And then come up onto the fingertips, and you should feel some stretch here on the front of that left hip. Okay, let's do the other leg. So bring the right leg back, bring the left leg forward. Bring the left ankle directly under the left knee. If it's possible, if you're here, then you can move this right knee further back. Point the right foot. And keep reaching back through the right toes. Keep moving this inner right thigh back. The inner right thigh back. And bring the middle buttocks forward. Lift the abdomen upwards. And move the buttocks flesh down as you press the hands into the bricks and you lift upwards. And you should feel some lengthening here on the front of your hip. Let's repeat that, but we'll add one thing. So bring the left knee back. Bring the right leg forward. Again, place your right ankle directly under the knee, but this time roll the back toes under and lift the back knee upwards. So keeping the right knee right over the right ankle, extend your left calf muscle towards the heel and lift this inner left thigh up as you draw this right hip back, and then lift your chest forward and then release, and we'll do the other side. So bring the left foot forward, right under the left knee. Roll the back toes under and raise the back knee up. So the inner right thigh is lifting. Extend the right calf muscle towards the heel. And lift your chest forward. Press into the bricks. So keep the left hip drawing back and the right inner thigh lifting. Reach that right heel back as if it was still pushing into the wall, like we did for downward dog with the heels at the wall. And then go ahead and release. Good, so now move these bricks to the side, and you can take the blanket off of your mat for now, and we'll come up and we'll do Virabhadrasana 1 with the left heel against the wall. So have your left heel against the wall, the back foot is turned out, this left foot is turned out about 60 degrees. Step the right leg forward. Bring your hands to the hips and bend the front knee. Again, the knee comes right over the ankle. Push this left heel back into the wall, just like we did for downward dog. And if it feels better, you can always lift this heel up. If there's a lot of restriction in your calf muscle or in the Achilles tendon, just bring the heel up. But make sure that you're pushing that heel back into the wall. Bring the left hip forward and the right hip back. Lift the pelvis up off of the right thigh and then straighten the knee. We'll repeat that. Some of you keep your hands on the hips. That's easier. Otherwise, raise your arms up. Turn the inner upper arms back and then go down. Keep lifting the front of the pelvis upwards, bringing the front ribs back, and then go up with your arms, go down with your hips. Virabhadrasana 1. Push that left heel into the wall. Bring the left hip forward, bring the right hip back, and then release. Okay, and let's do the other side. So bring the right foot back to the wall, push that heel back, and then step your left leg forward. You can have a heel to heel alignment here, but if you feel wobbly in your balance, just move your left foot more to the left. Bring your hands to the hips. Push into the wall with that right heel and take the inner right thigh back, just like we did in those lunges, and the right hip comes forward. Maintain that as you bend the front knee. Bring the front knee right over the front ankle. Keep lifting the front of the pelvis up, moving the back of the pelvis downwards, pushing that wall backwards with that right heel. Right hip forward, left hip back. And then straighten the knee. Repeat that with your hands on the hips, otherwise add the arms. Take the arms up. Push the wall backwards with that right heel. Move the inner right thigh back as you lengthen this left inner thigh towards that knee. Lift the front of the pelvis up. Keep the front ribs in as you reach up through the arms and go down with the hips. And then straighten the knee and bring your arms and your legs back together. Just take Tadasana for a moment. Join your feet together. Move the fronts of the thighs into the backs of the thighs and lift up through the chest. Okay, now we'll do a wall stretch or a thigh stretch at the wall. So bring your left hand to the wall and bend your right knee and hold on to your ankle, right? And you're just, at first, you're just pulling the ankle, the foot upwards. So you're lengthening the front of this right thigh. Make your left foot in Tadasana and then bring your right knee back so it's level with your left knee. And don't let it swing out to the side. Those of you who can, take the Bhekasana hand. So you turn the hand in such a way so that the fingernails are going towards that right ankle and the right elbow is bent. Draw the right shoulder back. Lift your chest upwards. Keep moving this knee back, lengthening the front of this right thigh, lifting the abdomen up, just like we did in Virabhadrasana 1. And then maybe you can bring the hands to the hips, but that's not too important, the balancing aspect. I'm more interested in the thigh stretching. Let's do the other side. So bring your right hand to the wall, bend your left knee, and then just grab hold of the ankle. And maybe this is as far as you get, just holding the foot in this way. It's fine. Otherwise, make sure that your right foot is in Tadasana. Bring your left knee back so it's even with your right knee. Lift up through your chest, be on the fingertips here. Those of you who can, turn your hand in this way so that you're pulling the skin on the top of that foot from the ankle towards the toes. Lengthen the front of the left thigh. Lift the abdomen upwards. Bring the buttocks flesh downwards. Bring the left shoulder back and lift up through your chest. And you should feel a nice lengthening again of the front of the thigh. Now some of you will repeat that. Others of you, let's go to a deeper stretch for the front of the thigh there. So you'll have a blanket down just for extra padding for the knees. Okay, and then bring the right leg back into the bolster this way and bring your left leg forward. So again, the left ankle is right under the knee and this foot, notice, is right outside the hip. And these toes are going straight upwards, just like that last stretch that we did. And then you just come here, you can walk this foot further back and you can bring your hips closer to the wall, reaching these right toes straight upwards, lengthening the front of this thigh, lifting the abdomen upwards, tailbone downwards. If you can do it, lift your arms upwards. Lift the arms all the way up. And then release. Okay, let's do the other side. So move the bolster to the other side. This is a great one to do if you do a lot of activities, like I said, like biking or running. So bring your left knee back. If you have a lot of tightness, don't force the knee all the way back. Bring it a little bit forward. Otherwise, get the knee all the way back. And the bolster is flat against the wall. Bring this right foot up so that the ankle is right under the knee. And then start to come up. And you should definitely feel a stretch there, some sensation in the front of that left thigh. And then lift the abdomen upwards, move the buttocks flesh downwards. You can always move this right foot further back. There's lots of variations. We're just going to do this one today. And then you can raise the arms upwards. Keep this lifting like a zipper. Navel is lifting away from the pubic bone. The buttocks flesh is moving down. and release. Okay. And then we'll do one last downward dog with our heels at the wall like we did at the very beginning. So place your heels at the wall. Point the feet. Have your hands a little bit in front of the shoulders. Turn your hands out. Roll the toes under. Lift up and push the heels back into the wall. Straighten the legs. Straighten the arms. And then slowly release. And that's our front hip opening practice for today, my friends. Enjoy. Namaste.